Okay, so I wasn't able to get anything from Free Comic Book Day. I wasn't able to go. Shit's been kind of crazy for a while. But however, I did manage to read one of the free comics online. A person I'm subscribed to on YouTube called Cora Spirit, who has Cora Spirit basically has all the news for Legend of Korra and Avatar as well as the comics. That's how I was able to read Avatar: The Search Part 1, and when that's posted, I'll be reading that too, because money's a problem, guys. Money is a huge problem for me. But however, they had Cora Spirit. The channel had the free Comic Book Day story for the May story I talked about a few weeks ago. And this is one of the things, if I went to Free Comic Book Day, I was really excited about, because May is one of my favorite characters. May's pretty much my favorite female character in the Avatar universe. And this is a thing. I'm glad it was free for those who bought it, because this, oh boy, I read it and I'm like, I'm kind of glad they didn't put money on this. Now, the first thing is, like, this isn't a whole one-shot like some people said online it was going to be. It was what Dark Horse loves to do, along with several other books, is that they love to do flips. Like, there's two other stories with this new other character called Captain Midnight, which is some pulp character, which I'm surprised, by the way, that's not part of Dynamite. They're eating up all the pulp characters. But, and the other one was a Brian Wood Star Wars story. I was like, I would like to read a Brian Wood Star Wars story with a team-up between Boba and Darth Vader. That'd be fun. But I wasn't able to read those. I was just able to read this. So, this is kind of like an epilogue to May's story after breaking up with Zuko in Avatar, the first book, the first after series, The Promise, which, now it's kind of like, this all focuses on May and what she's been doing. What she's been doing is pretty much she's still in the Fire Nation, apparently, and she's now living with her aunt called Maru, and if I remember right, I can't remember right off the top of my head, but I think they mentioned an Uncle Owen. Get it? Owen. Maru. Owen. If you're a Star Wars fan, the little gears in your head are probably turning like, that's not clever. But yeah, May is working at a flower shop, and I think if I remember right from The Promise, she explained that she didn't want to go back home because she didn't want to live. She wanted to be her own woman. Because I was like, for one quick second, I was thinking, you're the daughter of a nobleman. You probably have a lot of money. Shouldn't you be doing something? But anywho, we get this character called Kilo comes in, and he tries to be all smooth with May and asks her on a date. Date goes well. Surprise, surprise. Kilo is actually working for May's father, and May's father's part of this group called the Ozai Society. Here's where I have several problems, ladies and gentlemen. One, when May meets her father after so long, and May goes, "Salutations, father," and bows to him. I'm like, you didn't give a rat's ass about your parents in the show. Why are you so courteous now? And furthermore, like, here's the other problem I had, is May's father himself is on the grounds of, he's now the leader of this society that's trying to put Ozai back on the throne. I'm like, hang on. You could debate this. You could honestly debate this theory right here, is that, yeah, I mean, they didn't do a lot with his character in the show. I mean, he only got like, what, a minute and a half of screen time in total? But what we did see of May's father was that he was very spineless. He was a man who was looking for power, and he didn't care from the feel of his character, it didn't feel like he didn't care that Ozai was on the throne. He just wanted a place in political power. And even May said, you were going to get a very high point in power. And he's like, I didn't want a desk job. I wanted to rule as governor. And I'm like, I think you would have gotten a bigger job than governor. I mean, I think he means like war counselor or something for being, the Fire Lady's daughter. And he rants about this whole plan of using May as, an assassin to kill Zuko. And I'm like, really? We're doing this? However, and then comes my other problem, is that Tom Tom comes in, and Tom Tom, still the same age, I think he's about a year older now, but he was about, 2 years old? A year old, he was barely talking. And he's able to make full sentences, comes up to, May, he's like, I missed you, big sister, and she's all happy to see him. Like, you didn't care about Tom Tom either in that, from what we've gathered of your character in, that episode where you first appeared with your family, you didn't care about any of them. All you cared about was seeing Zuko again. And it kind of fell into that same, this whole story kind of fell into that trope of, May was still crazy about Zuko, and she's probably going to play a part in here, but for right now, she's just she works at a flower shop. That's cool, right? No, it's not. But long story short, May takes Tom and takes down all of the father's guards and beats them down, escapes back to her Auntie Maru, and that's the end of the story. I mean, remember, it's a free comic book day story, so like I said, it was a part of a flip book, so I wasn't expecting a lot. This is a pretty short story, and I didn't care for it. I'm glad it was a free... But, okay, yeah, you could argue it's a free comic book day. I mean, they shouldn't put effort into it. They put a lot of effort into a lot of these kind of... When they're previewing books, it is kind of important to get new readers into it. That's kind of one of the new ploys they're trying to do with free comic book day. And if you're an Avatar fan, especially a May fan, you're going to get angry by this book. You're going to be angered by this book because May is very out of character. The family characters, again, you could argue that they didn't have a lot of character, so you could do something with them. But what the character, from what I saw of that episode, they had a somewhat of a ground-rooted character in them that, you could kind of follow. So, there's a lot of... May is very out of character. This book is not good. The artwork by Ryan Hill makes everyone... Like, seriously... Ryan Hill's artwork's good, it's just kind of the facial expressions just kind of are disoriented. The weird facial expressions are just kind of off. And May's again, yes, nice to see May in a spotlight, but this wasn't what I was looking for. And again, yes, I know, Free Comic Book Day shouldn't be complaining, but still, I mean, a little more effort could have been nice. But having said that, again, you get what you don't pay for. That's all I'm saying. But still... I was kind of just I think I should put a little too much excitement into this book, is what I'm saying. Anywho, I think I've said my piece. I'm out. One more thing I will say about this book, though, before I go. Actually, one more thing. I actually really dig this cover. This is a really cool cover right here. It looks very Wolverine-ish, actually. I mean, if you could take away... You put Wolverine on that cover, and you put, instead of the blades, you have the... Wolverine's claws come out, and the other head and the roses, and have, like, a villain or one of Wolverine's loves in the background. This could actually pass off as a cool Wolverine cover. And I actually, I feel like that's what they were trying to do with this cover, and I do, I really wish I got the comic itself so I could just have the cover itself, because I just really dig this cover. But, anywho, that was just something I wanted to mention. That's a little tiny plus right there. But, anywho, I think I've spoken enough about this comic. I'm out.